Hello and welcome to Verbling. I'm teacher Oakley, and in this class for the next hour or so here on Verbling, we will be learning some vocabulary, actually idioms related to reading. Actually, at this time slot for today and then following 2 days, we'll be looking at different types of idioms. Today, idioms related to reading. We'll be learning these idioms through a mixture of exercises as well as discussion, and I will attempt, to the best of my ability, to try to remember any other related idioms, or I'll try to discuss with you some connotations of the key words in English, as far, in relation to English speakers' culture, and as well, I would try to give you situational use as much as I can. Some idioms are used very generally, and some are used only in very, very specific situations. It could be only in a business situation, or it could be that a first speaker, I only use this idiom to talk about myself. I would never say it in regards to someone else. Things of that nature I will also try to clarify for you. As always, when we do an idioms class, I very much enjoy it if students will share with me idioms from your own native languages, whether they are idioms that are very similar to the English idioms or completely different but used for the same purpose. That's always very interesting to share with the class. I ask you to do so. Okay. So much for the introduction. Hello, Marina.
Hello, teacher. Hello. Nice to meet you. I'm fine, and you?
I'm doing great. Thank you very much. Nice to have you here.
Okay, thanks.
Are you a reader, Marina? Do you enjoy reading?
I'm ready. Yes, but what do you say?
I said our idioms today are all related to reading books and magazines.
Reading?
Yes. You enjoy reading?
Yes, I enjoy reading.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well then, without further ado, I suppose, let's take a look. Okay, I'm going to do a screen share now. The first thing I want to do is look at some basic vocabulary of some keywords, which we're going to be using just a little bit later in the lesson to look at the keywords in the idioms, which we'll be looking at later. So a lot of times it helps. It's very important to understand the keyword. Idioms kind of put a picture in your brain, or that's how I remember idioms, because of course idioms are, you can't just look at a dictionary and look at each word and understand an idiom. They would make no sense at all. You've got to understand the whole phrase as a unit. So to do that, sometimes it helps, and it helps to remember idioms by painting a picture in your mind. And you can only do that if you understand some of the key nouns and verbs. So let's start there. Okay. By the way, there's plenty of room in the class. Come on in. The more the merrier. All right, let's get started here. All right, we're going to do a simple fill-in-the-blank exercise using the words in bold italics up above. I'm just going to have you read the sentence and fill in the blank with the best possible word. So, Marina, go ahead, please.
Another word for a page in a book is a. Mm-hmm. 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 No jargon. Jargon?
No.
No.
Jargon are words that we use specific to one topic, or most most of us in our working lives, we use jargon. We use words that only other people who work in our kind of business or really understand, especially
Mm-hmm.
technical people. A lot of different types of jobs. If you're a sailor, for example, half the words you use are not the normal words. You don't say floor, you say deck. You don't say
Mm-hmm.
bathroom, you say head. That's jargon related.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, this is a tough one, and
Maybe print?
no,
No, print it's like type.
that's right. So
Mm-hmm.
obviously, very much related, obviously, to books. Um, this is a tough one. You may not know this one. I'm going to give this one to you. It's a leaf. Another word for a page in a book is a leaf. Uh, if you look very closely, if you've ever bought a notepad or notebook with blank paper or a legal pad, it generally, if it has English writing on it, you will see that your notepad has something that will say something like contains 200 leaves or 500 leaves. That means pieces of paper, each
Mm-hmm.
individual piece of paper. Uh,
Okay.
okay. Or, of course, a loose leaf notebook. You know what a loose leaf notebook is? Uh, have you ever heard that before, Marina? Loose leaf notebook?
Yes, print.
No, no.
Yeah.
A loose leaf notebook are the ones with the 3 rings in it. Okay? So you can unsnap the binder, click, and the rings pop open, and you can pull out one of the leaves or one of the pieces of paper. They're loose. You can pull them out. You can remove them and put them back in. So that's why it's called a loose leaf notebook. Loose pieces of paper notebook. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. Number 2.
Number two, before getting into a bath, to test the temperature, you toes into the water. Before getting into a bath, to test the temperature, you uh, white white your fingers or toes into the water.
Uh, no. Again, you're close. Again,
Dip,
you're dip. Yes.
dip.
Right.
Yes.
You're almost there with Wade, and I think you'll get Wade on the next sentence here. I just gave it away, but dip. Yeah, you briefly, you can dip your French fries into the ketchup before you eat it. For example, you briefly stick something into a liquid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Number 3.
Number three, if you are walking in water which is knee deep, you you wade through
Right.
it.
Right. But pronunciation is Wade. Wade.
Wade,
It's a long E.
wade.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, that's it. Yeah, you're not swimming; you're just walking through the water. You're wading. That's correct. All right,
Mm-hmm.
great. Okay, how about number 4?
Number four, the outside part of a book is called the uh, cover.
Yeah, of course, the cover. That's right. That's where the title appears. The back of the cover, you may see a picture of the author. That's very common, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sure. Okay, great. Number 5.
Number five, don't like mountain roads. Wait, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't. I'm sorry, I've blocked
Ah,
off the
uh-huh.
I.
Okay,
My
okay.
fault.
I don't like mountain roads. They turn very sharply. Sharply. They uh, maybe I don't know. Tribe? What does this mean?
Yeah, definitely not.
No?
Definitely. No. No.
Maybe grip?
Try grip. No. Hopefully your tires grip the road, but um,
A lot.
yeah. Another word that means turn, actually.
Turn.
Yeah, kind of.
Twist.
Yes. Twist and
Twist.
turn. Very common collocation. Twist and turn. He twisted and turned
Twist.
in agony.
Uh-huh.
His body burned. Okay. Okay. Very very common collocation there. Twist. Right. When you open a soda, you twist off the cap. Okay.
Okay, okay. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Twist.
Right. Right. Great. And number 6.
Number 6. Something which is written in uses too many difficult or technical words for no good reason. Something which is written in jargon.
Yeah, probably jargon.
Jargon, yes, jargon,
Yeah.
and uses too many difficult or technical words for no good reason.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about that.
It's not
Something.
clear.
It's not clear to a layman. You know what I mean by a layman?
No, I don't know what it is.
So, well, okay. For example, if I were to read a technical manual about my computer, I would be completely confused because
Uh-huh.
I'm a layman. I don't have an experience. I just have a general knowledge of computers, like anybody who's not trained. That's my knowledge. I'm a layman. So I wasn't trained. I didn't have any schooling. I didn't do any studying. So something written in jargon is not written for a layman. It's written for somebody who has experience in that particular field. So I don't particularly like this sentence because it says for no good reason. Well, it could have a very good reason. It could be written for somebody who's an expert in computers. So that is a very good reason to use jargon. So jargon is not. This sentence makes jargon sound useless and stupid, but it is very useful. You know, for somebody who knows about that particular.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Anyway.
Okay.
Number 7 there.
Another word for a lot of is jargon. This word.
No.
No.
Another word that means, okay, when you say another word for a lot, okay, another word for a pencil is a stylus. Another word for a flashlight is a torch. This is a way to say, here's a synonym. Here's a word that means the same thing. So another word for a lot, another way to say a lot of pencils is a blank of pencils. Any idea?
No, I don't have idea.
Okay.
I don't know these words. Tribe, grip.
Okay. Well, the word they're looking for here is a load of. And actually this is very common. This is definitely idiomatic, but extremely common, especially I think for Americans. This is really common. He has a load of money. He has loads of courage. He has they dropped off a whole load of office supplies at the store. Well, that is a load.
Okay, I see. Thanks, I see.
Sure, needs a lot of. Okay. All right, number 8.
People with poor eyesight can get special books which use large This large. No letters.
Yes, that's right. So what are
Print.
letters?
Print. Yes, print.
Right. Of course.
This the same like letters? Yes, print.
Well, large print refers to the size and type. You know,
Uh-huh.
font. Another word is font. That's the numbers that you use when you're using documents. Your font size, okay, and your font is your
Mm-hmm.
style as well. You
Mm-hmm.
choose.
Yes, and there is cell phones for old people with big letters. Yes.
Yeah, yeah, there are, and even okay, well, that's right. I'll be needing one of those someday. Okay, and number 9.
Number 9. When you cook the stomach of a cow, when you cook the stomach of a cow, it's called the stomach of a cow. It's
Yeah,
called.
there you go.
What is stomach of a cow?
Stomach, you're hungry, you put food in your stomach.
Yes, I know stomach. Cow, it's animal.
Yeah, moo. Yeah.
Oh, yes, stomach of a cow when you cook.
That's right. Beef is the meat from a cow.
Yes,
If you eat the cow's stomach,
stomach of a cow. It is dishes.
yes, it
Is
is.
it? Ah, okay.
It's
It's called. I don't know how it's called.
it's called tripe. It's called
Try.
tripe. Yeah, and it's really
Try.
I
It's
I
popular. Is it popular dishes in your country?
no.
No.
Uh, No, it's something my grandparents would eat, and occasionally when I was a child, they tried to get me to eat. I seriously don't think hardly anyone eats tripe anymore
Uh-huh.
in United States. Anyway, it's rare. It's not very tasty. I like everything. I love food, and there's extremely few foods that I don't enjoy. But tripe,
Uh,
no, thank you. Um,
uh-huh.
I like liver. I like heart. I
Uh-huh.
like beef tongue. I like a lot of stuff, but yeah, try
Uh-huh.
not
Okay.
that's just my opinion, but okay. All
Mm-hmm.
right, and finally, number 10.
Number 10, hold on to something very tightly and you grip it.
Yes, there you go. So yes, your grip is how hard you can hold something in your fist. That's your grip. If you have
Mm-hmm.
a strong handshake, you have a strong grip.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Iron fist. Iron fist.
Yeah, maybe.
Grip. Okay.
Uh, and this okay. Now here's a word that is used constantly in English in an idiomatic way. Um, we talk about it not only in a physical way to hold something in your hand, but in an abstract or mental way. Very common to say, for example, get a grip. Get a grip on yourself. Get a
Mm-hmm.
grip on your emotions. Get under control. Get some. It also has the connotation or general meaning of getting control of something.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
Okay.
used a lot, that kind of a sense. Uh, okay, very common in English to say you need to get a grip, meaning someone
Mm-hmm.
is kind of out of control and they're yeah losing your grip. There's just a lot of phrases that contain that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, part 2. Now we're going to look at a lot of idioms, lots of sentences here with idioms. Now here's what our exercise here is. I'm going to have you read the comment, and this could be debatable. There could be more than one answer, but try to match the comment with a different type of reading material? Might they be referring to a novel, a reference book, a teenage magazine, a legal document? What would be logical, do you think? And then we'll talk about the idiom a little bit. Okay, Marina, how about number one?
My boyfriend thinks it's just a lot of trip.
A load of tripe.
Tripe. A
Long
lot of
tripe.
tripe.
It's just a load of tripe. Okay. Which do you think the speaker is referring to? A novel? A reference book?
I think maybe it's teenager magazine.
I think you're right. Absolutely. If something is a load of tripe, it's worthless. As I said, tripe is really disgusting. And if you wanted to give it to me, I wouldn't even take it. So it's worthless. Worthless nonsense. Or we can mean nonsense in the with the idea that it's lies. That's just a load of tripe. That's not true. None of that's true. It's a load of tripe. Things like horoscope. All right, if you don't believe in the horoscope, oh, your horoscope says that you're going to have a wonderful day. Oh, whatever. That's a load of tripe. It's nonsense. It's silly. It's not true. Like that. Okay, Marina, you've got company, so let me welcome Carlos to the class.
Hello.
Okay.
Hello, Carlos. How are you?
Fine, not too bad.
Good. Glad to hear it. Okay, Carlos, I'm going to have you jump right in. What we're doing an exercise here. We're reading these comments, and we're trying to guess which type of reading the commenter is probably talking about. Reference book, novel, legal document, teenage magazine. Okay, Carlos, so go ahead and read number 2, please.
Okay. I had to wade through page. Sorry, I had to wade through page after page of jargon.
Okay, I had to wade through. Long
Through.
ooh sound. Through.
Okay.
Okay. Page after page of jargon. What do you think the speaker's probably talking about?
I am not sure because wait, what does it mean?
Wade through. Now, literally, to wade through means to walk in water, not swim, but walk through water, up to your ankles, up to your knees, up to your thighs, whatever. You're wading. So this is an idiom. So our idioms today are dealing with reading. So if you get the picture in your mind of somebody walking through water, you can't go very fast. You have to go very slowly. So here, this idiom, I had to wade through page after page of jargon. It means the person reading this material could not go very fast. Like walking through water up to your thighs, you can't really run. You have to push through slowly. All right. So what do you think? What are they probably talking about?
Yes, I think maybe a novel. A novel.
Well, what do you think? What do you think, Marina?
I think maybe it's also a teenage magazine.
I think I disagree with both of you. I might pick actually either B or D, but not novel or teenage magazine. Okay, jargon, for example. I might pick a legal document because a legal jargon, this is a strong collocation. Okay, I don't know how much you guys have ever had to do with the law, or if you've read many legal documents and contracts and such. The party of the first part, according to the party of the second part, ipso facto, into hero, hereto shall therefore abide by. Do you understand anything I just said? Because I don't. That's legal jargon, legal words. All right, that's jargon. And
Okay.
if you're not a lawyer, you don't really understand what all these words are they're using and the Latin words that they use. Okay, so that's legal jargon, and if you're not a lawyer, you can't just zip through a legal document. You have to go through it slowly. Or it could be a reference book. If it's for a reference book about, again, I can say technology. A reference book about how to do C++ computer programming. I don't know all the words that they use when they're talking about programming computers. All those special words they use would confuse me, and I would have to go very, very slowly and try to figure it out because I don't know the vocabulary. Jargon is very specific vocabulary related to one specific, usually one specific type of job, but it could be one specific type of academic. It could be sports, for that matter. Somebody, if you don't know a certain sport, if you start talking to me about playing cricket, and you use all the words for the game of cricket, I'm not going to understand a word you're saying. If I read a reference book about the sport of cricket, it's going to take me forever because I have no idea what they're talking about. Oh, he got a century. What's a century? I don't know what that is. I'll be very confused. Okay, so there you go. That's it. Marina.
Yes.
Number three.
I love dipping into it from time to time to check dates, and that sort of things. I think it is about reference book.
Probably, yeah. Yeah, that's definitely the best answer. A reference book includes dates and places and
Or a
times.
legal document.
Or I agree with you, could be a legal document. The only thing is, that's what I thought at first, Marina, but then I thought, who loves looking at illegal documents?
I love, yes.
Right? I don't know anybody.
It also can be a teenage magazine because maybe then announce some meetings, some parties. No?
Yeah, it could be. Could be. For that reason, that's a very logical. Okay. Yeah, it could be. And some people like dipping into a novel. I dip into my novel. I read for about 5 minutes every night before I go to bed. It's possible to dip into a novel, but of course not. You wouldn't be checking for dates. But to dip into is to look into very briefly and quickly. Right. So, all right. Very good. Carlos, how about number 4?
Okay. I read her last one from cover to cover in one day. I guess it's a novel.
I think it has to be a novel. Yeah. Have you ever done that, Carlos? Have you ever read an entire novel in one day?
Yes, when I was younger.
Yeah. I hear you. Me too. When I was younger, from cover to cover, from start to finish. Okay, excellent. Marina, how about number 5?
There is a brilliant twist at the end. Legal document?
I guess if you have a really good lawyer.
Yes.
Oh my God! I signed away all my life savings. How did that happen? I didn't see this twist coming. Yeah, I can't. That's funny. That's very, very funny, and and you're absolutely right. It could be true.
Mhm.
It could be true.
Always as I gave some letters from, for example, from policy about, I worry about my car. Maybe I went faster, and when I read till end, I sometimes very happy.
Okay.
Because it's only maybe invitation for no invitation, but only they said that I need to go to check my car
Uh,
next month, or my insurance can be end until 1 month.
oh yeah. Okay. I see
Okay.
what you're saying. Right.
Yes, but I
Okay.
always worry about Speedy.
Okay. Uh, okay. But all right. There's a brilliant twist at the end. Probably actually refers to a novel. It can refer to a movie. A twist at the end of a novel or movie means there, or another common collocation, a plot twist. Something happens that you were not expecting at all. No way did I expect the main hero to be killed in the last 2 minutes of the movie. Okay, something like that. That's a plot twist. Often, commonly, almost necessary in detective novels or spy novels. There's always a plot twist at the end of the book. Something, what? The butler did it? No way. Uh, okay, something like that. A sudden surprise in the plot. That's a called a plot twist. It's a very common expression. Okay, but I guess it could refer to a legal document if a lawyer writes a document and then everything looks like he's trying to do something, and then at the very end of the document he does the opposite, which would be a very scary way for a lawyer to write. But I guess it's quite possible. Okay. Would appear that Melkor has joined us. Hello, Melkor.
Hi, good morning. Oakley, sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. Good morning. How are you?
I'm all right, thank you. You okay?
Okay. Oh yeah, I'm super.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, I'm gonna come back to you in just a second. Let you get
Sure.
settled for a minute. Okay, Carlos, can you do the next one, number 6?
Okay. Is too highbrow, far too intellectual for my taste.
Okay. What kind of reading material?
Yes. Of course, if we read a legal document, we know before reading that this is too intellectual in advance. So I
Yeah.
think he's talking about highbrow novel, a novel that is higher than expected.
Yeah, I think you're probably correct. That's exactly right. In all likelihood, that's exactly right. It's too yeah. Well, intellectual, deep. I don't know, philosophical, what have you. Not just simply entertaining. Most likely, this would refer to a novel. I agree. Okay, Melkor, how about number 7?
Let me just read it.
Mm-hmm.
It
Go ahead.
it's only light reading. But some of the articles can be quite Is it informable or informative?
Informative.
Yeah, informative. Yeah, okay.
Okay.
So, you want me to say the definition of what is light reading, is it?
Well, not quite yet. We can talk about that in a second.
Okay then.
Which type of reading material do you think the speaker here who says this would be talking about? A novel, a reference book,
Oh,
a
okay.
teenage magazine, or a legal document?
I would assume it is a novel.
Well, I would assume it's not, because a novel does not have articles.
Oh, okay. Also, sorry, it might be a teenage magazine then.
I think so.
Okay.
All right. So what does that mean, light reading, do you think?
It's an easy to read, or it's not a very in-depth lecture or in-depth article,
More
so
or
to
less
speak.
the
Yeah,
opposite of highbrow.
Yeah,
Light
okay.
reading and highbrow. Highbrow is very deep and intellectual. Light reading is a 13-year-old girl can
Very easy to
understand.
understand that like that.
That's it. You got it. Okay, great. Marina, how about number 8?
Some chapters were fairly heavy going. It's about a novel, and I think it was not interesting for reading some chapters.
Yeah. Marina, have you ever read Moby Dick? The book Moby Dick?
No,
No.
Moby Jack, maybe yes, but can you repeat, please? Moby?
Moby Dick. It's a famous novel, but one of the most boring novels, in my opinion. Do you ever read Warren?
Maybe in our language it called not the same.
I imagine it is.
What is the writer? Can you write? Can you write?
Sure. Moby Dick. Herman Melville.
Herman Melville.
White
No,
Whale.
no.
The White Whale. Captain Ahab. Yeah. Okay.
Moby Dick. Okay.
It's about 8 billion pages long. And some of it's pretty heavy going. I had to read it for university. Have you ever read War and Peace, Tolstoy?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's very long as well. War and Peace.
Yeah, it is, and some of it's fairly heavy going. I think. Yeah, it is. Exactly. All right. Some chapters are heavy going. You're right. It could be because it's boring, or it could be because it's very highbrow, and you have to like reread sentences so that you can get the understanding, and you don't understand the symbolism, so you have to read the paragraph 3 times. It could be like that, or for heaven's sake, Shakespeare, where you don't even understand the English they use. So you have to wait a minute. What does this word mean? Let me think about it in context. What is the symbolism he's trying to use here? Is this supposed to be a joke? Okay, that's heavy going stuff. It can be, maybe it is interesting, but maybe it's just difficult to understand.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe it's just boring. Okay. Vincenzo, welcome to the class. Hello, hello.
Good morning, teacher. It's a very strange lesson, this one. No.
Okay.
It's very interesting.
Right.
It's a very interesting one, yes.
Okay, thank you. Glad you're enjoying it. All right, I'm going to come back to you in just a minute. Let me get settled a little. Carlos.
Hello.
Number 9. Oh, yeah, right. Okay.
Okay. Make sure you read the small print before signing. Definitely it's a legal document.
No question.
Yes, and I must tell you a small joke that in Spain has been set a limit of a small print for legal documents, because sometimes are very microscopic letters.
That's funny. Yeah. Okay. molecular size, molecule size, atom size, small print.
Okay.
That's very funny, actually. I think that's actually true. I think there are rules in different countries for how. In the United States, there are definitely rules. I live in the Philippines, and here they put small print on, especially things which is scary, things like medicine. They put small print. I can't read it. It's physically impossible for me to read it, which is actually quite terrifying because it's supposed to be medicine. What?
You need the
Oh,
lens. You need the lens.
Yeah, well, okay, I could put it under a microscope or use a. Yeah. Anyway, it's much smaller. I've never ever seen it so small. But anyway, okay. Moving on. Melkor. Yeah. Melkor, can you try number 10, please?
Okay. I read it and reread it, but I couldn't make head nor tail of it.
Mm-hmm. Well, what do you think?
So I think that it says here that even though he would try to repeat the reading article that he's trying to read, he could not understand what it's all about.
That's it. So which type of reading material do you think he's talking about?
That could be a novel.
It could be. Okay.
Or it could be a legal document as well, because a legal document is very technical, and that it's not easy to understand.
That's right. It could be a reference book. For that matter, if I'm reading a teenage girls magazine, it could be a teenage girls magazine. If I read a teenage girls fashion magazine, I'm not going to be able to make head nor tail of it. I don't understand what they're talking about.
Or unless you are interested really on a teenage magazine, so it depends on who's the individual, isn't it?
Yes, it does. Doesn't it? Yes, it does.
Okay.
Definitely. This one, number 10, that truly could be any reading material, depending on the person's perspective. Yeah, very good. Okay, Vincenzo.
Yes, teacher.
Could you read number 11, please?
I gave up after about 50 pages. I just couldn't get into it.
Okay.
Get into it.
Couldn't get into it. All right.
Get into it, yes. And understand nothing. Could be, I didn't understand nothing. I couldn't understand the meaning.
No, not exactly. If you can't get into, if you're into something, I'm into skiing. I love skiing. Okay, I totally love it. I'm into it. I'm really into it. I get into it. So this is the idea here is the person wasn't interested. He kept drifting off or falling asleep. It's too boring. It's not interesting.
Not interesting, yeah.
Yeah, he can't get into it. He's not enjoying it is what it means. I just couldn't enjoy it. So what do you think he's talking about? Probably what kind of reading material up here?
It would be an essay. No. It's it's a legal document, teacher.
A 50-page legal document?
Yeah.
I wouldn't even pick that up. Never mind, read 50 pages.
Have you ever read this kind of document, teacher?
You ever read a 50-page legal document? Oh my goodness, that sounds like a horrible way to spend your day.
It's like a masochism.
Yeah, exactly. It's probably a novel. Usually, now this would be something you would typically say about a novel. I couldn't get into it. I tried to read it. I bought this book and I tried to read it. I just couldn't get into it. So usually, a magazine, you don't read 50 pages straight through. People don't read magazines that way. You flip around, you go to one article, you go to another. A legal document, heaven forbid, is 50 pages long. A reference book, you're probably reading it because either you have to study, or you're skipping around picking out information. So the logical answer is a novel there, I think. Marina, back to you, number 12.
You have to be patient at the beginning. It takes a while to get going.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be patient. Maybe it's not interesting, or you have,
Yeah.
or maybe you are worried about this document, or maybe it is a legal document.
No, actually, you're right the first time. You had it right. Your initial.
It's not interesting. It's a novel.
It's not interesting at the beginning, so it takes a while to get going. Doesn't get exciting until chapter 5, like that. Yeah, that's right. You ever read a novel like that, Marina, where it just you don't know whether, but then it gets better. Hopefully, yeah.
Yes, I was reading. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. The next one sounds like a book review. Whoops. I'll give it away here. Carlos, number 13.
It's gripping, absolutely riveting, right to the very end.
Okay.
It seems to be a very interesting novel.
Probably. You would have to be some kind of, I don't know, a little bit of a maniac to say that about a teenage magazine or a legal document. Wow, that's the sexiest legal document I've ever read. It's gripping. I was riveted. I couldn't turn my eyes away. That would be. It's possible, of course, but it would be a little strange. Yeah. Okay. Melkor, number 14.
Number 14. It couldn't get. It couldn't put it down until I'd finish it. I'm sorry. I just couldn't put it down until I just finish it.
Yeah. Okay.
So, I think it is because he couldn't put it down because it's very interesting for the reader. That's why.
That's right. And I must say, this is a fairly common idiom to express that you like something you read a lot. I believe this could be used for anything, but just like it's gripping, it's riveting. Most likely it's going to be a novel, and this is a very common phrase for English speakers to use when we're recommending a novel. We say this to someone else. Oh, you've got to read this. I couldn't put it down. It's so awesome. Very common when giving a recommendation, personal recommendation, to a friend or whatever. Okay. Vincenzo, how about number 15?
It's full of interesting tidbits about history. Tidbits, I don't know, teacher. Tidbits. It's very strange. Tidbits.
It is very strange. It's strange for me as well. Okay. No, because I guess it must be very British. Americans say tidbits with a D. Tidbit. A tidbit is a small treat. Any kind of small treat.
Kind of small, teachers, could you repeat?
A small treat. It can refer to food. Like, we went to the party. They had some interesting and tasty tidbits to munch on.
Little pieces.
Yeah. An interesting tidbit of information. All right.
Yes. Pieces of information.
Right. That's it. Exactly. So, probably, most likely, the type of reading material here would most likely be, in all likelihood, a reference book. Probably.
Yes, reference. Yes.
pieces of information, right? What? Okay, this next one, I don't know. Okay, fine. Marina, number 16.
It's unputdownable. I'm sure it's going to be a real blockbuster. I think it's about novel,
Yeah.
and it's writer wrote had wrote a very good novel, but it's not blockbuster. But I very like it, and I can say that it's real blockbuster.
Yeah. Well, what is he saying when it's going to be a blockbuster? You definitely got entirely the right idea there, but if it's going to be a blockbuster, what is the speaker assuming?
Mm, blockbuster.
Which, by the way, people do all the time. Okay, a blockbuster. There was a blockbuster last weekend. I think it made a world record. The new Fast and Furious movie came out last weekend, and at least for an Easter weekend release, it sold more tickets than any other movie ever. It's huge. It's making a lot of money. It's vastly popular. So this speaker is saying he thinks it's going to be a huge movie. Okay, which again, of course, obviously, many famous books or popular books become movies. Obviously, very
So
common.
could we say it's a blockbuster, teacher? It was a blockbuster.
Well, here, notice that it says it's going to be a blockbuster. We can't say a book is a blockbuster. A blockbuster refers only to movies, huge, big movies. Yeah, you can say a movie is a blockbuster. So yeah, the Fast and Furious 7 is a blockbuster for sure. Yeah, that's right. Okay, I don't know about this other word here though, unputdownable. I got to tell you guys, that's a first for me as well. It looks made up to me. As I said, can't put it down, couldn't put it down. These are very common and very popular. Unputdownable, I don't know. All right, we'll let it go. Okay, Carlos, number 17.
Sorry, I can see. It's a good read. Marina, I can see the document. Sorry.
Can you see it now?
No, I can see. Yes, I can see now.
Okay.
It's a good read every month. I think it's a magazine because it's a periodic magazine.
Very good. That's right. And anything magazine, something that comes out at regular time intervals, as Carlos says, it's a periodical. So yeah, magazines are, without a question, they're periodical. So once a month, whatever, absolutely. It's a good read. Obviously, that's positive. Okay. And Melkor, number 18.
All right. I'm sorry, Oakley, but the highlighted text I couldn't read very much. Is it? It's a. It's a. Sorry, I know it now. It's a must for anyone. Thank you so much. It's a must for anyone going there.
Okay. What? What does that refer to? Going there?
Okay, I think he's whoever said that. I think he's suggesting that it's highly recommended because it's very interesting for the reader or for whoever's going to read it.
All right. Well, probably.
It could be a novel.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it's a must. It means it's necessary. Oh, you have to get it. For anyone going there, I would infer here that the person's probably talking about a reference book
Oh yeah.
Such as a travel book.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Foder's Guide to Brazil or whatever. You know, you have to. It's a must. You've got to get into it. All right. Okay. As we discussed earlier, highbrow, of course, very intellectual. We can also say lowbrow. I think I forgot to mention that. Lowbrow, gossip. Oh, dumb stuff. Lowbrow. Okay. But wait, that's not all. Oh, but wait, that is all. We've hardly got any time left. Okay. There are also other metaphors and idioms that we use to talk about in reference reading, not talking about reading, but that reference the idea of reading. For example, looking at these. Okay. I guess I only have 1 minute, so I'm going to have to go really quick. Let me briefly explain these. To turn over a new leaf means to start again. If someone is an open book, they're easy to judge their feelings. They're very easy to tell if they're very easy to read. Well, there you go. Someone is easy to read. It means it's easy to figure out what their emotional state is. Never judge a book by its cover. There's a very common expression. Don't let outward appearances fool you. Can be used about people or other things. Beautiful looking car, but there's no engine. Don't judge a book by its cover. To read between the lines is to infer. To make judgments based on the information you have. To make further judgments based on information you have. If you read too much into it, that means that you're jumping to conclusions. You're seeing more than is there. You're probably, in all likelihood, you're making negative inferences. And somebody who's very well read, okay, it probably means they actually read a lot of books because they know a lot about many different subjects. So he's very well read. But unfortunately, that is all we have time for today, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank you all. And hopefully you'll join me tomorrow at the same time for some more fun with idioms. But I've got to get going because I've got another class to start. So thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you, teacher. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right.
Bye.
See you again soon. Bye-bye.